Hi, I'm in the process of rebuilding a Autolite 2150. I'm not going to do a video on how to do that because there's at least a half dozen videos on YouTube that show you how to do it, and you don't need another one from me. But anyway, I'm about ready to pull the parts out. I got a gallon of Berryman's carb cleaner here. But I'm soaking stuff in, and I guess this is more of a comment on this than anything else. Last time I bought a thing of Berryman's, I didn't really do that good of a job. This basket was steel, it's now plastic. Makes you wonder what type of cleaner they got in here now. But it certainly is not cleaning this very well. Of course, this is only one day. I'll leave it in here for another day. We'll see how it's going. But by now, this should have been all the grease and dirt now here should have been off here, and it's not. Oh well. Put it back in there. Let it go longer. Surprised there's not a big gigantic sticker on there someplace that says that the state of California has determined that this is a cancer-causing agent and it's going to kill you. God, I'm tired of what the state of California is trying to tell me what to do. I don't live in California. I don't care what they think. Anyway, short thing. A rebuild kit, Mike's computer, or Mike's carburetor, Mike's computer. That'll go in it. When I get around to doing that, I'm going to put this on a Super 6 manifold. Move this out of the way here. We're doing this out of sequence because winter decided to come back. There's a couple inches of snow out there and it's down to 5 to 10 degrees. Okay, we got a Super 6 intake here. I've had this one for a long time. This was actually ran on my Dart, my 65 Dart. And I originally started running with a BBD on here. I had used two of them. One's a slant 6 version of the BBD, and another one was a 318 version of the BBD. 318 version was modified so the choke linkage would hook up correctly to the slant manifolds. I always had problems with them. They never quite ran right. But then they're 50, 60-year-old carburetor and they're wore out. The problem with the BBD is the throttle shafts are too small and there's not enough surface area, so they wear out really fast. And they wear out the aluminum that goes around it, and there's no way to really repair them without tearing them apart and trying to find somebody who will bush them for you and put them back together. And that's not it's a lost art apparently, because nobody knows how to do it right. I use a 2100, or in this case a 2150, is because the throttle blade on that, or the throttle shaft, is about twice as thick as on a BBD. And they don't wear out very much. There's no slop in that throttle bracket linkage at all. No slop at all. More than the minimum on there. That's why I use them. They're also an excellent carburetor. Very simple to work on. Very easy to repair. And they tune about as easy as a Holly because you get all the parts for them. You get power valves, same as a Holly's power valves. The jets are different, but you get every jet from that you need to tune one of these things. So they're fairly easy to tune. The only thing they can't do is make the accelerator pump bigger. It's a fixed size. You can't change that. And I don't know how many people actually changed the pump, whatever that's called. I just told you what it was. The throttle pump bigger. I don't know how many people go from 30 to 50 cc's. I doubt if anybody really does. So it's something you really don't need to do. So what we got here, let's look at this thing. Like I said, this is an it's a slant Super 6 manifold. I modified it, built my own adapter on this thing. I modified the bores so that they're actually the 1.5 inch that the Motorcraft does and the Holly has, instead of the 1 3/8 that the BBD does. The commercial off-the-shelf replace adapters don't do that. They have this big gigantic area in the middle of this stuff where there's nothing but a mess for airflow. And they don't care. Got a 1-inch spacer. The spacers work just as good on this 2 barrel as it do on a 4 barrel. Straighten the airflow out. Give me a little bit of airflow into the cart, into the manifold. Will it? I don't know. Ran them before, this thing worked just fine. So this is ready to go. I just got to clean this up. It's going to take forever since our Berryman's isn't working like it used to. And get it all, put the new kit in it, get it all put back together. This particular bottle of BB 2150 was off a, at least the tag on it said it was off a 75 Ford truck, probably F-150 with either a 351 Windsor, maybe a 352 FE 360, or maybe a 390. It's hard to say. From the factory, they were jetted number 57s. This one came without any jets in it at all. So I don't know what it was originally. Probably a 57 originally. The biggest jets I have on hand are 52s. So I'm going to start with a 52 and see how it runs. And adjust it as accordingly depending on the spark plugs. That's the future. That's what I'm going to do. I thought about doing the following on the Duster. Why not? Lots of parts. Adapter plate. Holly 2300 flange to Rochester 2GC throttle body. That bolts right on. Seven-pin HEI Holly annihilator. That's probably 20 years old. It's never been used. That's computer controlled. The Megascrew can fire that. Chrysler lean burn distributor. Oh, no, this is not a lean burn. Oh yeah, it is. There's no weights in there. It's computer controlled. It's off an 80 pickup truck. There's my ignition. Rochester 2-barrel throttle body. This is off an 88 S10 with a 4.3. Only difference between this and one from a 350 is the injectors. IAC to run control, or new IAC for that thing. I need a stepper motor for the idle control. Proper one for an 88 throttle body. Add $400 for a micro squirt and an adapter to run the throttle body. I got complete TBI connection. All I need is a big enough fuel pump to keep it full of gas. And that'd actually be a good way to go. Parts are all bought, except for the micro squirt. And I'd probably go for a gas tank that has a built-in fuel pump. But that's like $500, and fortunately I don't have the $500. So we're going to go carburetor. This distributor, I set it up for my Dart. My Dart has a 4-speed with 3.5 gears in the back, so it's been welded up. Gives me, what is it? I think it gives me, I think it's set up to give me 9 degrees of advance inside, which it gives me to 18 at the crank, so I can set this up at 12 degrees for top dead center. And that's really good on my Dart. I don't know how it's going to work on an automatic transmission with 321 gears in it. You'll probably need some adjusting. Somewhere around here, I have a Summit CD box. All I can do is hook it up. It works fine. It's all by Dart too. The Dart's going mega squirt, so I don't really care. I think it works great on the Duster. When I get all that stuff on there, it'll be high performance circular 1975. Whoopee! Or I can do the TBI and be high performance circular 1985. GM style. So I got some options. I'm going to do the carburetor though, because it's the cheapest and easiest way to do it. I don't have to change my fuel pump. I don't have to change my fuel tank. I don't have to make a surge tank to hold gas in it. I don't have to rewire, replumb everything, get a return line. It just makes it a little bit easier. More cumbersome in tuning it, because now I got to change jets and power valves and all that fun stuff, and advance curves and initial advance to see where I can get so it doesn't ping and goes on the road halfway decently. With a computer controlled system like the TBI would be, I can sit down on the laptop and do all that. I mean, it really makes you think, why should I go invest in really expensive MSD stuff or really expensive anything else when I can do the whole power of the whole thing with a $350 micro squirt and have better ignition than those guys do? I don't know. You go to ask me. It doesn't make any sense sometimes why people go out and do the stuff they do. Why should I go out and spend $500 on a BTM MSD box to put a turbocharge on it so I can very crudely retard my advance when I can spend that same $500 and get a micro squirt to control my fuel and ignition, and with computer program, with the computer. It doesn't make any sense when you go out and spend all this money, but people do. And they sell a lot of this stuff, so I guess it's always what you're comfortable with. I don't mind the computer stuff. It works. Works very well. The closer you stay with, to factory components, the better off you are. And I got a complete 100% factory setup there. It'll give me completely controllable fuel and ignition. I mean, I'm stupid. I should go ahead and do it, but I probably won't, because I'm stupid. Okay, till next time.